Good evening. You've probably heard about the deaths of 69 children in the Gambia linked to 4 cough syrups, or at least I hope you have. Most of the children were under 2 years old.
WHO recommends all countries detect and remove these products from circulation to prevent further harm to patients.
The news is grim, it's worrying, and it's fast fading from the headlines. Obviously, who cares about the Gambia, right? But I'm here to tell you it is newsworthy, and it is worthy of your time for many reasons, but 2 main ones. Cough syrups are ubiquitous. We know that, right? We all have them in our homes. We often just walk up to the market and buy them from the nearest pharmacy when we need it. Number 2, the cough and cold syrups behind the deaths in Gambia were made by a Haryana-based company, Maiden Pharmaceuticals Limited. And you're going to see the huge number of red flags this company has had ahead in the video. Well, should you be worried? Well, I'll definitely say that you should be concerned. My name is Anubha Bhonsle. This is Newsworthy. This video is worthy of sharing. It is in public interest, and a request, subscribe to the channel you're watching this video on. Let's start. Where do things stand after that tragic death of 69 children? 4 days after the WHO warning, Maiden Pharmaceuticals, the Haryana-based company, expressed shock and sadness at the deaths, but said that they had all valid licenses for exports. The Indian government, as of now, is not entirely sure that the cough syrups were the culprit. Health officials actually want the WHO to share the exact one-to-one causal relationship between the deaths and the syrups. The investigations happening in India at the central level, in Haryana at the state level, and at the Gambian government level have all begun to find out who dropped the ball. A crucial detail here, the syrups were only cleared for export, never sold in India. Maiden received special approval to export only to Gambia, but chances are it may have reached other countries as well through informal or black market. The syrups currently have been taken off the shelves in Gambia. In fact, Red Cross workers are literally going door to door, home to home, searching for the syrups to be taken away for destruction. But what really happened? How are the Maiden manufactured cough syrups being linked to these deaths? The WHO's global warning against these cough syrups on the 5th of October says that the children died of kidney injuries. In fact, at least 9 more children in the Gambia are struggling with acute kidney injuries after consuming the cough syrups. Unacceptable levels of toxins were found in these syrups that are majorly meant for pediatric use, of course, made by Maiden Pharmaceuticals. Specifically, the WHO found diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol, both toxic to humans when consumed and can prove fatal. Now, these substances are used to make cosmetics, brake fluids, lubricants, and more such items. If consumed, they cause kidney failure, leading to death in worst case scenarios. India has sent samples of the Maiden manufactured syrups to labs in Chandigarh and Kolkata for testing. Now, an official who is investigating the matter told Indian Express that if toxins are found in the syrups, proportionate action will be taken, which includes suspension of Maiden's license to export, but wait for it, only those 4 syrups, not their license to export all drugs or their license to manufacture and sell drugs in India. Think about it. No criminal action has been initiated against the company yet, presumably because the deaths did not happen in India. African lives? Well, we don't know. Big Pharma has used African nations and bodies for trials for decades, and India really is no better. There are studies which speak to how India, the drug pharmacy of the world, routinely sends substandard drugs to Africa, presumably because regulatory oversight is weaker there compared to, let's say, Western countries or middle income countries. Also, we're likely a tad lax because cough syrups sold in India don't have this possibility. That's according to Dr. Y.K. Gupta of the Standing National Committee on Medicines. I don't know about you, but I don't find that statement to be very reassuring.
The Indian government, even as it has initiated investigation, largely believes that it was Gambia's responsibility to check the quality of the syrups before releasing it for use. The Central Drug Standard Control Organization, or the CDSCO, has pointed the finger at Haryana, saying that the manufacturing license for export purposes is given by the state only. That is true, but before the state can do that, the CDSCO has to give a marketing license for specific products. And the final go-ahead for approving all exports also sits with the CDSCO. When it approves a drug for export, it issues a Certificate of Pharmaceutical Product, or a COPP, to assure overseas buyers that it has inspected the product and made sure that the exporting company has followed all WHO standards. On its website, Maiden claims its products are certified as safe by the WHO, which has strongly denied even visiting its factories, a prerequisite to receive WHO's Good Manufacturing Practices, or GMP tag. This is also not the first time Maiden's products have been flagged. Between 2011 and 2016, Maiden was one of the 46 companies banned in Vietnam for violating quality control regulations and drug regulation rules. No action was taken against Maiden or any of the other companies. Maiden has a shoddy track record even at home. In 2011, Maiden was banned by the Bihar government for supplying substandard drugs. A syrup was blacklisted. They are easier to adulterate than pills with soluble toxins like the ones responsible for deaths in Gambia. Kerala has raised several red flags about the company, including about its diabetes pill, metformin, as recently as 2021 and 2022. It has also expressed concerns about aspirin, which contains too much aspirin and can trigger side effects. Another Maiden product, Mycal D, for vitamin D and calcium deficiency, also failed Kerala's drug control tests last month. In fact, in 2017, Kerala also fined Maiden in a 2005 prosecution case filed by a drug inspector. After 12 years of court dates, the fine was rupees 1,000. In 2015, Gujarat raised questions about Maxipro, a Maiden drug containing the popular antibiotic ciprofloxacin. And in 2020, Jammu and Kashmir flagged a syrup made by Maiden for not having the correct amount of chemicals and for having inaccurate labeling. But it's not just states. The center has also known about Maiden's track record. In 2018, a central government drug inspector prosecuted Maiden Pharma for quality violations under the Drugs and Cosmetics Act. The case is still being heard 4 years later. Maiden Pharmaceuticals is a repeat offender and often touts its 3 decades of experience manufacturing drugs. As the facts stand, all parties dropped the ball. Haryana gave this company an export license. The central government gave its cough syrups marketing licenses and COP certificates. Gambian officials perhaps did not put the product through adequate scrutiny before releasing it for use. 69 children have died in an African country, a headline that has faded from front pages and first scrolls. Maiden is up and running for the most part. Only Kerala has issued a blanket ban on all drugs manufactured by it, and its membership has been suspended from the Pharmaceuticals Export Promotion Council of India, which means it loses incentives up to Rs 2 crore for exports. There is no talk of reviewing drug regulations. A new bill, the Drugs, Medical Devices and Cosmetics Bill of 2022, actually dilutes the rules further. According to this bill, drug authorities will have the discretion to waive a trial and prison time as long as the accused company pays a fine, even for making drugs contaminated with glass particles, fungus, or heavy metals. Current laws say that medicines must contain between 90% to 110% of the active ingredients advertised on its label, But the new bill has mild punishments if the drug contains only 70% of the advertised amount. In fact, no one is joining the dots at a policy level that we have a serious problem in India. At least 13 children died in Himachal Pradesh after drinking a syrup contaminated with one of the lethal ingredients found in Gambia. Most recently, 5 people died in Chandigarh in September after receiving a substandard anesthetic injection. And in 2020, 11 kids in Jammu and Kashmir died after consuming a cough syrup manufactured by a Himachal-based company, Digital Vision. I'll stop here for today. If you found value in this video, if it helped you see the bigger picture, then consider making a contribution towards Newsworthy, towards our journalism. You can do so by clicking the super thanks feature that is below this video on YouTube. You can also do so via Razorpay, the link to which is in the caption of this YouTube video and in our Instagram bio. If you've been listening, thank you so much for your time.